With a new month on the horizon, it comes without saying that happy independence to all Nigerians. Well, speaking of independence, the Lagos state government has been keen to ensuring the rights of citizens are protected. The state government is collaborating with sexual and gender-based violence agencies across all levels and NGOs to ensure that the protection and response time for victims is improved. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of This is Lagos. The Lagos state government says it is set to establish shelters for survivors of domestic and sexual-based violence in order to help break the cycle of dependence on the victims from their perpetrators. The First Lady of the state, Dr. Sanwo-olu, made this known while engaging stakeholders in domestic and sexual-based violence in Lagos as the state looks to harmonize their efforts with the private organizations.
A lot of talk, a lot of policies have been put in place. It's time to act more and faster and be more proactive. And that is what we intend to do. The Office of the First Lady deemed it fit that we should look into this area, sexual and gender-based violence. And so we kind of designed a strategy which we are trying to follow. So the whole of last year was for us to know what was happening in the different ministries. That was phase one. Phase two is to now look at our NGOs that are based in Lagos State, bring them together in a room, find out what they're doing, understand ourselves better, have a kind of modus operatus that we can work with in the different local governments, in the different wards, so that people know that there are a lot of NGOs working. There are watchdogs everywhere. There are billboards everywhere. Recently, Mr. Governor, Sanwo-olu, established the bill ensuring that the Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team Agency is properly established and made Mrs. Titilola Vaibo Adeniji the Executive Secretary for that agency. So it's properly and well established. Meanwhile, a lot of work has been done by that agency. So we're so happy that it's been properly established now. Mr. Governor also went ahead to establish the Sex Offenders Register, which has been put into law now. So this enables people that want to employ people to go through it. I think there's a fee you have to pay. I don't know much about it at the moment. And check out whoever you want to employ to ensure that this person is safe in your establishment. That has been long overdue, and we thank God that last week that bill was passed.
The First Lady noted that over 81 non-governmental organizations are currently registered in the state as she calls for more suggestions and dialogues to eliminate sexual and gender-based violence to its barest minimum.
People that have gone through this terrible experience. Sometimes you have spouses or children that have gone through this horrific experience, and because of the type of nature that we have in Africa, they don't speak out. But thank God for a lot of awareness that has been created by most of these NGOs and the DSBRT, that people should start speaking out. Now, some of them speak out, they make that attempt to speak out, complain, go to the police station or to the hospital, and before you know it, there's another force behind the scene that settles there, that don't worry, we'll pay for your treatment, or we will take care of your family affairs, and I think it ends there. But honestly, for the victim, that person has been affected psychologically for life. And so the establishment of these SAC centers, which enable them to access medical care, legal assessments and counseling, is very apt.
Some participants said the organs of government must up the ante and enforce repercussions so perpetrators do not have leeway to persist in their crimes, which they say has led to casualty on the victims.
There is need to build synergy if we must win the war against SGBV, which is sexual and gender-based violence. There is need for government, there is need for civil society organizations to work together, because no sector can do it alone. So building strategies and synergy together is the best way to go.
How do you think the war can be won?
Definitely, it's engagements. Everyone needs to be involved. Everybody needs to be involved. We need to educate, we need to sensitize, we need to make sure that justice, those who have been the perpetrators, are brought to justice.
The issue of gender-based violence is all over the country, but some of our people, they don't understand it. And we, as an NGO, we have been going around to the community to do mobile counseling, to enlighten people on gender-based violence, and we give them the law that is existing and how they need to stop it. And what people can do to eradicate this or to reduce it is for all of us that are coming out on daily basis to stop violence. We also need to stop violence, because if you want to enlighten people on an issue, you should be able to know that you should not do it. And if you are not doing it, people can listen to you and stop it.
The Lagos State government says by 2030, the smart city ambition of a Lagos State would have been fully realized. The governor spoke at the 2021 Out-of-Home Advertising Conference and Exhibition organized by the Lagos State Signage and Advertisement Agency. The governor, represented by his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, said his administration has begun the implementation of the Smart City Plan with a rollout of 6,000-meter fiber optics, which is the requisite infrastructure for the Smart City project.
The current viable means of value of exchange globally now is technology. This is what has informed our Smart City plans. Everything we do in Lagos must revolve around the use of technology. We must therefore become a smart city of relevance. Because of that, the main goal of our Smart City Plan is to optimize city functions and promote economic growth while also improving the quality of life for our citizens by using smart technologies and, of course, analyzing the data to make predictions and use artificial intelligence. The value lies in how this technology is used rather than simply how much technology is available. In this regard, I'm happy to inform you that we are making appreciable progress in the ongoing laying of the metropolitan optic fiber, as well as the installation of smart cameras in strategic locations across the state. We believe that these two projects are critical to enhancing the ability of businesses to effectively deploy technology with the aid of a more efficient and stronger bandwidth connectivity and, of course, internet realization within a safe and secure business environment. By 2030, our hope is that we will be a fully smart city, fully covered by a network of several thousands of kilometers of fiber optics infrastructure that will carry broadband internet into our homes, offices, schools, and all areas of activities in our state, and therefore unleash the technology and expand our bandwidth penetration.
According to the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources and other dignitaries from the state executive, the conference would create a roadmap for the out-of-home advertising industry and foster effective collaboration with all stakeholders in the sector.
The quest for aesthetics of a cleaner Lagos lies with LASA in the environment family. Today's event speaks to the pragmatic and forward-thinking style of LASA. It is important for any regulator to be ahead of the curve, especially in a dynamic and innovative sector, like we have had in the outdoor advertising industry. The outdoor advertising sector today is witnessing unprecedented growth in diverse forms, particularly in the deployment of innovative infrastructure, which seemed almost impossible some 20 years ago. Today, we are witnessing monumental changes to the business, huge iconic infrastructures currently delivering value to clients brands, as well as improving the look and feel of our dear environment. I must however say that it is not all a perfect process, yet because nothing good comes easy except through a collective effort of all stakeholders involved. I believe this gathering is part of that journey to arrive at the desired destination. This 2021 conference and exhibition will stimulate ideas for the benefit of the outdoor advertising industry, and not only in Lagos, but in Nigeria as a whole. Lagos has always and will remain the hub of advertising business in Nigeria. As such, we continue to be in the vanguard of spearheading the standards for this industry.
Other key stakeholders present highlight some of the ways the state and the country at large can effectively utilize its postal boards and signages to generate income for an increased revenue.
For collaboration to thrive, there must be continuous stakeholder engagement, and out-of-home advertising is not exempt. As I've implied earlier, the success or breakdown of any policy starts and ends with stakeholders. Out-of-home advertising is one of the oldest forms of advertising and is continuously evolving due to the proliferation of technology, dynamic consumption patterns, and increasing incidence of organized retail. Like other sectors, this sector too is being disrupted by digital transformation, and the benefits of digital out-of-home media are endless, including highly interactive displays, movement, and convenience. And we've just seen a highly interactive display showing us the future of Lagos, one without traffic jams.
The advertising space has witnessed a lot of disruption over the last 20 months or so. However, it remains important for brands and companies as they keep pace with technological innovations and consumer media habits. Growing up, we are accustomed to the use of television and radio, where you have to be in the comfort of your home to enjoy visual images of a brand's product and access information about it. Globally, these old forms are beginning to phase away as we spend more time out of the home, particularly with the increase in mobile phone adoption, social media activity, and the changing lifestyles and preferences of consumers. According to the Outdoor Advertising Association of America, the average consumers typically spend about 70% of their time outdoors.
Ahead of the Independence Day, the state government has been holding prayers across the Muslim and Christian faithful backgrounds. The state government is keen to ensuring that the citizens are well aware of its plans and actions going forward, but is also keen to address some of the challenges that have been facing the state, especially the value-added tax and the cases of insecurity in recent days. October 1st, 2021 would make it 61 years since Nigeria gained independence from the British government. The Lagos state government is ushering in the celebration with prayers as Muslim faithful have gathered for Jumat. The Imam preaches transparency from the citizens and government if the nation is to grow.
It is not a day of story or history. It is so that we can appreciate the value of Independence Day as not just being a day of ceremony, not just being a day when the governor or the president or the head of state is going to give a speech that will be covered by the media, a day that soldiers will march to the stadium, a day that school children will dress in the best attire. No, you must drop into their heads what is the true meaning of independence and what you should do with it when you get it. Because in 61 years, just like our Islam, we have not done with our own independence what we promised ourselves that we are going to do. You can cry when you have an external enemy and oppressor. You can fight when you have an enemy that can be defined by dictionary. You can cry foul when you identify someone that has been lying to you. How do you save yourself when you discover you are the one who has been lying onto yourselves? Who is going to save you when you find out you are the new colonial masters of yourselves? First group of scholars, government never does well. Government is bad. If they do road is bad. If they build house, government is bad. If they pay salary, they will not anymore. If they don't pay, they will not anymore. As far as this group of scholars are concerned, they gather scholars, rather than speak the truth in the eye of the tyrant, they will go to government house and recite Surah Yasin, 49,000. And then they will send text message to Excellency.
For the Deputy Governor, the nation is at a crossroads with the current debate on the value-added tax. He says fairness and equity is the only way to challenge every government to take responsibility for its earnings.
The challenges are not that we can't do it. We can. Because it has been done before. It has been done before. It's just because we are not doing the right thing. So, for example, during the regions, we knew that Western region had television before Belgium. It was United States of America, it was UK, it was Nigeria, then France that had television. So what happened? So we can do it. It's not that they've done it before, we can do it. But the family structure must be intact. If not, we can't. If not, we can't. May Almighty Allah make it easy for all of us and pray that Nigeria will get it right. And some of the things that, because people complain and I must explain it. So for example, on the issue of VAT, that is in court now, on the issue, it's not a fight. It's just to say, how do we run our country the right way? How? It's not. And we shouldn't see it like I say, no. Because we have actually, Lagos has actually gone to court before for consumption tax in hotel. So, so former PS. And we won that case. So, if the hotel is in Lagos, why is Abuja the one collecting the tax? When they generate waste, it's Lagos that carries it. When the traffic, it's Lagos that carries it. That's what we are saying. So if a hotel is in Calabar, let Calabar people collect their money, their consumption tax. That's what we are saying. And when VAT was put together, I think in 1993 during Babangida government, the premise was, let us have one point of collection, which makes sense. It makes sense that you don't collect in Lagos, get to Ibadan, collect again. It makes sense. But that the derivation should be established. If you collect it in Lagos, you will give it to Lagos and charge administrative fee of collection. If you collect it in Niger, you can, so that's it. But we keep changing everything. We just keep changing everything. So those are the issues. So we have built a nation where it is easy for us to lie. Because we must lie to get things done. It cannot work.
The State Commissioner of Police refuses to comment on the murder of a police officer in Ajao Estate during a face-off against Okada riders. The state government and lawmakers, however, say they are resolute in their resolve to bring decency to the highways.
If we want to really see a change in the nation, the government will play its own role and the people too will play their own role. But I want to believe it is very easy for us to achieve the change in government, but it is difficult to achieve that behavioral change of our people. So it takes two to tango. Both government and the people must come together so that we can have this nation a very good one.
Every 1st of October is marked as the day Nigeria became a sovereign state. In commemoration of Nigeria's 61st anniversary, the Lagos state government is celebrating another calendar under democratic rule. But while the nation has reasons to celebrate, there are also matters of concern.
For he who sows to his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption. But he who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not
these values.
The preacher highlights the exploits of Nigerians abroad and wondered why Nigerians are not living to its full potentials at home.
At the time when our nation is at crossroads, the difficulties that surround us on every side, socially, economically, politically, and the security challenges that stare us in the face. Indeed, we are all worried and concerned about what the future holds. But as a people of faith, we want to say too, that while we can rightly, justly be worried, but on the other hand, we know that God holds the future, and the future for us is assured. We pray that by prayer and in faith in Him, He will teach us that in such a way that this difficulty will be a stepping stone to greater victories in the name of Jesus. Our difficulties as a nation are compounded by the fact that as a religious nation, we can argue that religion is not playing the role that it should play. And that religion, rather than bringing us together and leading this nation forward, religion seems to be a source of division for our people. On this occasion, therefore, it is important, particularly for those who witnessed the independence in 1960, the question as to what to do to actualize the visions that they had the day that that Union Jack was coming down, the Nigerian flag was going up, the hopes of a better Nigeria, of a great nation. For those who were alive and knew what was happening that day, I wonder what they feel when they look at today.
For Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu, the state is faced with its own insecurity. He says enforcing the law against commercial motorcycles on restricted routes is one of such areas that must be upheld.
We know that Nigeria is going through a lot. We know that our country is going through turbulent times. In our polity, in our management of affairs, security challenges, pandemic, unemployment, issues are ravaging the entire world that are affecting us, inequality, inflation. But in all of it, God remains God and will continue to stay at the Bible with us. Especially in Lagos, we've had our own fair share of security issues. There's no need for us to hide it. We have incidents, traffic issues, traffic robbery, Okada menace. Very recently, we've seen what has happened in some part of the state. And we have to face this and face it squarely. I want to assure you, sir and ma'am, that this government, your government, will leave nothing undone to ensure that our primary objective and our responsibility to the security of life and property will not shy away from it. I will give you that assurance.
The governor also highlights on the debate over the collection of value-added tax, stating that it should be about the people and not the government.
We know and we believe that if Lagos gets more, we will do more. If Lagos can get a lot more, we will do a lot more. Because that is what we deserve, that is what is expected, that is what is required, that is what we're committed to. Year on year, your government implements over 90% of its budget. So what it means is that if we have the capacity to get more, we'll be able to give more to you as citizens. And so that's why we all need to come together. together. And like I have said on pulpit, righteousness in a nation is all about doing the right thing, not only once, but doing it well all the time. It's about doing what is right. It's not about Mr. Governor, it's not about Commissioner, it's about all of us. It's about our religious leaders. It's about you, the head of your family. Ensuring that we can put back right conduct. We can continually display fairness, equity, justice as a people and as a nation. Because we know what we're going through right now. And we know that if we speak the truth to ourselves, which is what has happened in the pulpit today, indeed, our nation can be on the path of progress.
Other Nigerians speaking on diverse issues like promoting harmony along religious and ethnic divides.
At this particular time in our country, the only thing that can sustain us is the unity we are talking about. Unity in terms of, tribals, unity in terms of religion. We should see ourselves as one Nigeria. That is the only way forward. So this is an opportunity to talk to all Nigerians that the only way out is the unity we are talking about. Irrespective of our religions, irrespective of our tribe, let us come together and move this nation forward.
The state government is keen to ensuring the youth are well equipped and ready to take over the next generation and industrial revolution in the state. The governor, Boychild, Sanwo-olu, and his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, are keen to ensuring their policies are aligned towards this initiative. That completes our episode for this week. Until next time, I am Wilson Omoni, and this is Lagos.